Okay, this is like the sixth take now, so I'm not going to talk too loud, but welcome to the video. So today I'm going to talk about a poem by James Baldwin and a short prose by Tobias Wolff. I say short prose, but that's pretty redundant. A prose is a short story. I need to take a deep breath because I've been yapping. So, first take, my phone died. So, and then second take, I recorded on my laptop and you couldn't hear anything. And I didn't even have the essay next to me, so it was a shit take in general. So we're gonna try again. Um, Basically, I have a comparative analysis essay. Uh, that is, we had three choices between um, three sets of a short story and a poem. And our prof said that if we didn't like one of them, we could switch it out as long as he approved of the new text. So, being who I am, I finessed my way into a James Baldwin poem about death. Yeah, so I'm winning. Um, so basically, I'm going to be comparing James Baldwin to Tobias Wolff, and I'm going to use the strategy of using one text to illuminate another text. This essay that I have is very short because I haven't finished it. I have no conclusion written, and I need to elaborate on what the ideas that I'm trying to convey. So, I'm already feeling better about this video because I was kind of not sure what I was talking about and I was just rambling in the second take because I didn't have the essay next to me. I didn't have any quotes. I couldn't remember what I was saying. So I already feel better about this take. So I hope that you enjoy this video and let's get into it. Basically, I'll tell you the titles of the text and then I'll read what I have so far of the essay and then we can yap about it a little bit and then I'll leave the rest of it for comment discussion. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Like, am I a performative philosophist? Like, tell me what you think. I'm very interested because I'm very new to the subject, and or not I'm new, but I have no real like structured sense of curriculum. I'm just kind of self studying. Excuse me. I'm just kind of looking into I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm watching essays, I'm reading like philosophy. I'm reading when I say philosophy, I'm usually reading short essays about an author. So yeah, let me read you and then we'll yap about it a little bit. So I open with, should we view life pessimistically and death optimistically? People often say the opposite, that life should be lived to the fullest and death is a tragic thing to mourn. We look to poetry and stories for the answer, two of which I think present convincing arguments for both sides. Excuse me, but I say which is correct. I don't really think that's a right way to be wording this because it's kind of saying either or instead of like all the different options. So I don't know if but which is correct is really what I'm trying to get at. So basically my intro and then my thesis. Sorry, I'm like out of breath. Tobias Wolff's absurdist prose, Bullet in the Brain, views life and death with a meaninglessness that gives the reader a pessimistic perspective of those subjects. So I am going to interrupt myself and ask you guys to read these texts because they're very short and they're very like easy to find. So it would give a lot of context to what I'm saying or what I'm about to say. But if you do read these texts, tell me, do you think that Bullet in the Brain is absurdist? Do you think it's pessimistic absurdist? Or do you think it's nihilistic? And do you think I shouldn't even be making the distinction between pessimistic absurdism and nihilism? Do you think those are the same thing? Let me know. I'm very interested. Because I am new to these subjects, still figuring stuff out. I don't know the difference between continental philosophy and analytical philosophy. I've been researching for almost 2 weeks, and I still don't understand. So right now I'm reading Michael Rosen's Continental Philosophy from Hegel. So tell me what you think. Tell me what your opinions are. I'd be very interested to hear them. But I'll continue. James Baldwin's personification of death in his poem Amen or Amen asks us to imagine the touch of death, implying that maybe it's not so bad as it is so inevitable. James Baldwin's take that one must earn death by living life to a passionate extent as it is from which we come and to which we shall return. he says that in The Fire Next Time, is much more palatable and applicable to deciding how one should go about things in life. And then I get to my next paragraph. I say, first, I must prove that Wolff's short story is an absurdist piece with a negative aspect to it. I must define absurdism. It is the idea that the universe is purposeless and nothing happens for a reason. In Bullet in the Brain, Wolff mentions before the important memory of baseball in the summer that we shouldn't take this memory too seriously, as the bullet is making his brain malfunction. Because of he even says, because of their peculiar origin, these trace a peculiar pattern, flukishly calling to life a summer afternoon some 40 years past and long since lost to memory. This implies that the memory is not actually significant and only occurred to Anders by chance. Out of all the hundreds of thousands of memories, the reader is automatically interested in the why. As humans, we try to find meaning even in things that have none, so we wonder, why was this memory highlighted? The so what, basically. So how is this pessimistic? It gives the reader the overall impression that Anders' whole life was meaningless. He quickly grew tired of everything around him, lacking wonder and whimsy. He was bored with the repetitive. Anders did not remember his lover, what he had most madly loved about her before it came to irritate him, nor his wife, whom he had also loved before she exhausted him with her predictability. That's paragraph 35. I believe it's listing all the things that Anders specifically did not remember about his life. So maybe the author is reaching at the idea that this memory of baseball was important because it was one of the last times Anders was blown away by someone. The very last time being him literally blown away by a bullet. That's depressing. In comparison to Wolff's piece, James Baldwin seems to put death and life on equal footing. In his poem Amen, Baldwin personifies death, saying, excuse me for 1 second, the formatting is really pissing me off. Because we have to have track changes on our essay, and it, because of AI, of course, and it's all jumbled together and it's all confusing. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna fix. Okay, I fixed it, or I didn't fix it. I temporarily fixed it. Because the markup view keeps changing, and that really bothers me. Anyways, okay. In his poem Amen, Baldwin personifies death, saying, "Those arms held me for a while." The poem feels warm despite the subject being death, which is usually portrayed in literature as a cold thing. Saying that there will be a secret knowledge between him and death makes the reader believe that at the end of the poem they have even become acquaintances, him and death. Maybe not friends, but something in between. Amen doesn't make you feel sad or lonely. It makes you feel that Baldwin is more prepared to handle death. And by death, I mean the entity death, the personified being, the next time he comes around. This feels good to the reader. You feel hopeful. And then this last part, before I get to a conclusion, you can tell I'm really struggling to write a conclusion because I say, why is the analysis of these texts important? Not very captivating, not very interesting. I could do better with that, and I'm gonna have to figure out soon how to do that. So I might do a part 2 where I just update you with the conclusion, a really short conclusion video. But I said, what can we stand to gain from choosing a way of life based on one of them? If you decide to follow Tobias Wolff's ideas from Bullet in the Brain, you may be left with many questions and not have a clear path. How about James Baldwin's optimism in Amen? Baldwin is clearly saying you must live life passionately, otherwise, how are you to face death? That's all I have to say. So, I said we would chat a bit, but I feel like this pretty much encompasses this compiles my thoughts, and I feel like I want to expand on them, but I'm not sure how. So maybe that's in the part 2 in the conclusion video. Um, but yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I'm probably gonna post it unedited. I might just edit me walking back and forth out to press the play button and the pause button. Um, make any comment you want. I'm really interested in what you guys have to say. Obviously, again, I am new to philosophy. I'm new to analytical comparison of any sort. So just tell me what you think. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna say bye now. Bye.